All right, well, good evening, everybody. My name is Aaron Morris. I am a communication studies major, obviously. I am a social influence emphasis. I didn't pick that emphasis, I was given that emphasis. And today I'm extremely excited to stand up here and finally get an opportunity to put my college career into words. To give it a narrative, to give it a story. I've been waiting a long time to do this because it's been a really wild ride. And in order for me to put my college career into words for you, I have to start with my high school career. I attended Blue Valley High School in 2006 as an extremely awkward teenager, obviously. And I took a college prep course for 4 years at Blue Valley High School called AVID, which is Advancement via Individual Determination. So this idea of college, 4 years, graduate, get a job, was pumped into my brain as soon as I walked into high school and carried with me for 4 years. We had 25 students in that class that we carried over for 4 years. So it kind of became like a family in the classroom. 2 teachers that taught it, became very close with them. And something very interesting happened to me on the very last day that I graduated high school. Those 2 teachers came up to me and they said, "Aaron, out of the 25 kids in this class, you're the only one that we are worried about when it comes to graduating college." And I was a little too young to really comprehend what that really meant. I was 18 and I said, "No, you're fine, I'll be all right." So anyway, I came here in the fall of 2010 to the University of Central Missouri. I actually visited in 2009 with that average class. That's one thing we did. We did college visits. I fell in love with this campus. I came here as a history major because I was really obsessed with this idea that I would get to tell stories each and every day. Even though they've already happened, we can all tell them in different ways and interpret them in different ways. My first semester went fine. I passed my history classes, but my second semester was a completely different story. I took a class called History of the U.S. Before 1877. And I took my first essay test. Wendy Geiger is very big on essay tests. I took my first essay test and there were 5 questions. And here's what I got, grade-wise on those 5 questions. D, F, D, D, and a D. And I walked back into my dorm room extremely deflated and I said, "This is not who I am, this is not what I'm going to be." So I started to think, what are my other passions? What do I really like to do? And I said, music. I'm very big into music. I do DJ stuff on weekends. I actually DJ and MC weddings sometimes. I'm still learning how to do that. I still need equipment and whatnot. But anyways, so I said, I have to do something with music. So I found music technology here. And music technology is behind the scenes. They produce the music. They make the beats, so to speak. But in order to be a music tech major, I had to play an instrument. And I had to be admitted to the music department. And I saw this thing called classical guitar, and I said, well, I can play guitar. I know a little, I know some chords, I know some rhythm, I can do a little guitar stuff. Lo and behold, classical guitar is completely different than acoustic guitar. And the first thing you have to do is you have to grow your fingernails, 1/2 inch. You have to file them, you have to make them thick. I literally thought every time I shook somebody's hand, I was going to cut them. It was disgusting. I could not do it. It also turns out that I can't read music and transfer it to an instrument. So I left. I fled UCM. I ran away. I went to the University of Missouri, Kansas City. I lived on the Country Club Plaza, which for those of you who have been to the Plaza, it's arguably one of the most beautiful places in the Midwest. But you had no idea that it's very intimidating to live there. I lived in a beautiful apartment, too nice. To the point where I looked around and I said, "Where's my wife? Where's my child? Where's my family? This is not a college apartment. I have no business being here." And I lived alone for 3 months. And I became so scared of everything. I developed chronic anxiety problems. I wasn't learning anything anymore. I was definitely a little fish in a ginormous pond. So with that, I took a government class there, and my government teacher started comparing the government to the Matrix. At this point, I couldn't do it anymore. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And eventually, I stuck it out there. I battled these anxiety problems. I have them under control today. Thank God. And I battled these things for about 1.5 years there, and I said, I have to get back to UCM. I feel like I left something on the table here. You know, this town beat me. It beat me a little bit academically, but no. What it did was it challenged me. And I ran away from that challenge. So I said, I have to fight to get back here. So I did. I came back here. And I didn't even look at communication studies. I said, my cousin took communications, and you know what everybody says about communication? Oh, she want to do something in radio? She's going to do something in radio. And I said, no, I can do that. So I went to Tara Napoleon's office, and she signed me up for classes, and on I went. And I looked at communication studies, no offense, it's a get in, get out degree, which is where I was at my point in college. I was ready to get the degree and get out. Lo and behold, I started sitting in those classes, and I started listening a little bit. And I started noticing that this is actually pretty cool. I started sharing things with people that I didn't think I would share. And strangers opened up to me. And you know what? It felt pretty darn good after what I had just been through for 1.5 years. So with that, to me, communications has taught me 3 things. The power of 3, rhetorical, Dr. Newsom. And the first thing is camaraderie. And I see that with the students in the communication studies department, and I see it with the professors too. And it's exactly what I needed. I needed to walk into a classroom and I needed to feel welcomed again. You know, and it's an extremely positive environment, which once again is exactly what I needed. The second thing is learning is fun again. It's a lot of fun again. I can take these concepts in class and apply them to every aspect of my life. Here you go. I remember things, all right? I know that 90% of conflict occurs because there's a lack of communication. I have learned how to promote an event using Facebook. I have learned that in order to be a better listener, you're going to have to shove out some negative talk. But my third and final thing, and the thing that is most important to me that I've learned with all these classes, is confidence. And when you're trying to redefine, rediscover, reestablish a voice that has been lost, that has been sucked up by a city that's too big for you at the time, when you're trying to do that, you have to be confident. And that is what communication studies taught me to be. I can stand here right now. I can do this. You know, I'm the most confident I've ever been in my entire life. And with that, in 3 months, the biggest accomplishment I have ever achieved will happen. I will get my diploma. And I will take that diploma and those 2 teachers, right? I'm going to go back and visit them. I keep in touch with them. I'm going to go back and visit them. I'm not going to take that diploma. I'm not going to shove it in their face. I'm not going to say, here, I did this. They were extremely respectful about it. They challenged me in ways they don't even know. And I'm going to take that diploma, and I'm going to lay it down with them, and I'm going to say, yep, I did it. And we're going to celebrate that occasion. And I'll tell you what, everybody, you can take what somebody says, and it can discourage you, or it can motivate you. And in this instance, what they told me motivated me like no other. And it's amazing to me that in the 4 years of that college prep class, all those skills that I learned, the only thing that really stuck with me was that final thing they told me, that they were worried about me. And it's an extremely awesome feeling, so thank you.